In the last video, I created a display screen in RTMC Pro. Now I will add a report screen to view more data. Take a look at this RTMC Pro project. This project uses the Reports Generation feature to step through historical data and export the screen in various formats. Use these buttons to navigate through the data. Enter notes here to show up on the report. Click here to report it. Now I will add another screen to report my data. Give it a meaningful name. I'll call it Report. Trends work well in reports because reports make it possible to scroll through historical data. Pick a table display. This time, use a data file as the data source. Previously, I've used data in the cache from scheduled collection. A data file lets me view data that has been collected but may no longer be in the cache. Click Add. The choices here are Server, File, Database, HTTP Data Logger, and Virtual Data Sources. I'll select Add File Data Source. Give the source a meaningful name. I will call it Data File Logan Weather. Now browse to the file. That does it. Now the RTMC Pro project can access that data file for display. It's now visible in the data source browser, and I can select the data file. Table display properties let me select which columns to display by checking the Show Only Selected Columns box. The Select Columns button is now available to click. Select the desired column name on the left, then click the Add button. The selected column name will now appear on the right side. Double-clicking on a column name will also add it to the selected columns. Hold the Control key to select several to be added at the same time. Hold the Shift key to select all the columns between two selected columns. The Custom Column Appearance button lets me change labels, do a calculation, or change the precision displayed. Now go to the Reports group. First, I'll add the report range. This is what designates the screen as a report. The General tab is where the time ranges of the data to be displayed are configured. My data is stored hourly, so I'll set the interval to 1 day. Each table will display 1 day's worth of data. The forward and back buttons will step through the data a day at a time. The Runtime Options tab gives options for stepping through the data. The report header is optional. It displays the time range currently displayed. The Properties menu allows me to customize the label. When I've finished designing the report, I can specify how I want it exported. Select Report Export and place it on the report screen. I can choose to have the report exported by running a batch file, or on demand from RTMC Runtime, or both. For both batch export and RTMC Runtime, I can choose from a variety of file formats. I can also select events such as email, FTP, or print to be triggered when the report is exported. Another video tutorial will demonstrate how the CSI web server sends data to the internet for viewing. So for now, I'll just mention that when viewing a report on the web, the export events such as email, FTP, and print are not supported. Only PNG files can be exported. Here's what this looks like in Runtime. Select the Report tab. Step backward through the data. The Live button displays the current data until new data is available. The Report button lets me export the data in one of the file formats I set up in development mode. Here, I'll pick HTML and save the file. The table appears just as it was in runtime mode. When exporting to image files, a snapshot of the screen is generated, not data from the full report range. This project also makes use of hotspots. Here they give me an alternate way to change screens. Go back to the basic screen. Hotspots work well on top of other components or over an area of a background image, such as a map. I'll add some text and make it look like a button. The hotspot component is accessed from the commands group. I'll place it on top of the area that is supposed to be the button. When this area is clicked, a web browser will open to a specific web address or jump to another RTMC screen. I'll have it jump to another screen. Here I can select which screen. Mine is called Report. I can use Caption to place a label over a button that doesn't have text, such as when I'm using an image as a button. I can also add a hover caption to display text when the mouse hovers over the hotspot. In runtime, the only indication of a hotspot will be the changing of the cursor when over it. There are quite a few more features of RTMC Pro that I haven't demonstrated. Look through the components in the toolbox before starting a project to see what's available. Watch for another video tutorial on getting data displayed on a website. There are several different approaches through RTMC Pro depending on the nature of the project and available IP communications options. Please contact a Campbell Scientific Application Engineer to discuss this application and for answers about real-time monitoring and control using RTMC Pro.